gentlemen, thank you for tuning in. I am drumsetjunky, and I would like to welcome you to a very special edition of Dead Air, a Battle Royale edition of Dead Air, and I am joined by none other than PlayerUnknown, the creator, the developer, the impetus for the mod, the genius, the evil genius that is PlayerUnknown. I do believe I have unmuted you. How are you, sir? Don't think you have unmuted yourself, however. There it is.
Oh, there we go. Sorry
How
about
are
that.
you, man?
I'm good. I'm good.
Good.
Little headachy, but sure,
A little bit of a
that's
headache.
life. Little bit, but we'll deal with it.
So, real quick, just in case there is anyone out there in the universe that somehow doesn't know who you are, give us a quick synopsis. Is PlayerUnknown?
I'm a modder, I guess. I made the DayZ Battle Royale mod, or a mod for DayZ on Arma 2 called Battle Royale. That kind of took off, and then DayZ came out, and we moved to Battle Royale on Arma 3. Yeah, that's me. That's what I've done so far.
So, tell us a little bit about the person, about PlayerUnknown. Tell us a little bit
Oh,
about
okay.
who you are and what you do besides be the awesome evil genius of Battle Royale.
Well, I design stuff and I take photos. I do photography for events and for bands and stuff like that. Weddings, an odd wedding every now and again. And also design websites, flyers, stuff like that, and DJ. Yeah.
I didn't actually know that you were a DJ, and before we actually kicked the podcast off, while we were waiting for the chat to kind of fill up, I was actually playing some of your music from your
Oh,
SoundCloud, and I was nothing but blown away. So if you wanna go check out PlayerUnknown's, he's got two house sets in his SoundCloud, soundcloud.com/lazy-b. You can check him out. Go follow him on SoundCloud. I thoroughly enjoyed it. So yeah,
uh, I
multi-talented.
just love my house music. Yeah, I love my. I've been doing this a long time. The house music, anyway.
Yeah,
Uh,
and that's actually you're coming to us from a hotel room, right?
that's right.
Yeah.
Hang on, let me show you a little bit of the hotel room. See, hotel room,
And
uh,
that's because
Brazilian hotel room.
you're going to you're doing a DJ set, right? At a club.
Yeah, no, there's a club here in the city I'm in, and I'm playing here tomorrow night with the Italian DJ.
Super
So,
cool.
yeah,
So
should be
yeah.
fun.
So not only is PlayerUnknown a talented mod creator, but he's also a so multi-talented. So
Apparently
let's
so.
apparently so. um. But anyways, I do want to thank you for taking the time to do a podcast with me, kind of answer some questions that the community may have, answer some of the questions that I have. Um,
Of course. Huh?
let's talk about let's talk about. We're gonna start off with where it kind of all started. Let's talk about the Arma 2 mod Battle Royale.
Hmm.
How what was the obviously it's based off the movie Battle Royale.
Well, no,
Um,
the way it started was I started into modding or scripting. A friend of mine had like when I first got into DayZ, I discovered like DayZ via Reddit on Arma 2. I started playing it, and I spent a lot of time playing it. I think that first week I spent a lot of time. But then I found this, like, it was back, when you'd find like there was one helicopter on the map, and oh, our friends have the helicopter, and then suddenly this helicopter comes down and you're like, yes, oh, we have a helicopter. But back in the good old days, as some people would call them. But that kind of led me to this group called Sloppy Seconds, and they had a DayZ server that then I started just scripting on downloading stuff off OpenDayZ. And when I say scripting, I mean downloading stuff off OpenDayZ and seeing if I could get it work on the server and stuff like that. And then I just got to learn about Arma code, and I knew Nick from DayZ Civilian. And at the very tail end, I did a lot of stuff on our vanilla DayZ map, had a lot of map additions, just various locations and stuff like that. And I just liked making new locations, if you know what I mean, like map designing, essentially. And just making the map a little bit more interesting, trying to spread out the hotspots, so to speak. But then, I decided to see if I could when I saw how like Civilian was made and how the other mods were made, I decided to see if I could actually, make one myself. And one of the guys in the team suggested that we make a Hunger Games mod, because the second Hunger Games movie was coming out, and to use that to like give the mod impetus and stuff like that and make us famous. And, he disappeared for a week. And in that week, I was just, seeing if I could get a mod together and figuring out how I'd create like the blue circle and red circle and stuff like that. And then I was reminded of Battle Royale and how much I loved that movie. And I changed everything to Battle Royale, and he came back and he was like, oh, I thought we should, talk about this before you change. And I was like, no, Hunger Games is shit. Battle Royale, that's where it's at. And he told me that it would never be that great because it was a cult movie and no one ever really would see it. And, well, there you go. But yeah, so that's how I got making DayZ, and then it just exploded. I think because people love like the Survivor games and stuff like that, and I think everyone wanted to try to play, and plus like I hate respawns, it's just, oh shit, I'm low blood respawn, I do this, and you don't value your character anymore, really, it's just because I just respawn, I wanted to take that element out. I wanted you to, when you're in the middle of the game, that you have a gun and you don't want to die because you're in the last 10, and that's what I wanted to try to create with, the whole Battle Royale system.
So now talking about the Arma 2 mod, now obviously it incorporated elements of DayZ. It had zombies in it, and unlike its predecessor, the Arma 3 version of Battle Royale doesn't have zombies.
No.
What was kind of the kicker? What made you decide to not include zombies or any kind of third party in the Arma 3 version?
Because the way I see it is like the Battle Royale for DayZ and Arma 2 is our placeholder until DayZ, the game, opens up for modding. There'll be zombies when the DayZ zombies are ready. And it's like, and you'll have Battle Royale on, the Chinoris map when DayZ's ready, and Arma 3 is just pure PvP, because there's a huge amount of people that don't want, a third party kind of in the game. They want to be able to prove themselves against another player, and that's it. I just wanted to make it a more pure Battle Royale. Zombies will come back when DayZ opens up. I don't believe in, I'm, as I said, prepared to wait for DayZ to open up for modding, and then we'll go there. Until then,
I didn't actually even know that, so I think that's the first time I think you've said that in public, actually.
I think I've mentioned, like, some people have asked me, when are zombies coming to DayZ or to Battle Royale? It's like when DayZ opens for modding. That's always been the plan. I don't want to try to create zombies for Arma 3 because, why? Yeah. DayZ are making them.
Yeah. Why not let someone else do the work?
Yes.
So now coming out of the Arma 2 version, let's talk real quick before we move on from the Arma 2 version. What were some of the difficulties of the Arma 2 version? What were some of the biggest obstacles that you had to overcome when it came to that version?
Not knowing how to code. Well, no, see, not knowing the Arma code more specifically. Like, I know I'm a web designer, and I obviously know, web-based scripts, and the Arma scripting engine is an object-oriented scripting. So, it's the syntax is familiar, but I didn't know the system, I didn't, and even, some of the guys have looked at the code that I've done for Arma 3 and they kind of laugh at the way I do things, because it works, but it's definitely not the best way to do things, almost entirely never the best way to do things. But, I get it working. I spent, to get the initial Blue Zone script working, and I mean, some people will remember that, like, when we were first doing testing, like I think one of the first videos Frankie made of Battle Royale, the blue zone was like, first of all, up the north of the map, and then it jumped to the south of the map, and it just was going all over the place. And,
I remember
there
those
was,
days.
many hours of trying to get stuff. And that was just me plugging away at code, trying to, okay, will this work? Yeah. And a lot of mods tend to, keep it, hidden or secret until it's kind of ready. I didn't do that. It was like, okay, this works. When I first released DayZ Battle Royale for Arma 2, it was just, I just thought it would work. I put it out there and it did, kind of. I was expecting some failures and it all worked better than I thought it would. So I was happy.
So now making the transition from Arma 2 to Arma 3, what was the... Was it an easy decision to just make the move from Arma 2 to Arma 3, or was it something you had always thought, I'm going to do this, or
Oh no, that was always. It was like I started with the Arma 2 mod because it taught me how to make a mod. It was like I looked at like mods like Overwatch and Unleashed, and I saw the way they did things, and that taught me how to make a mod essentially. When Arma 3 then came along, I still got help from AWOL, from Epoch at the start. He wrote our loot system and stuff like this. Stinging headaches, or sometimes the thoughts kind of just go away. But for Arma 3, I could start off fresh.
Uh-huh.
It was like, I didn't have to worry about zombies. I didn't have to worry about anything else. All I had to worry about was loot and the zones, and then everything else was bonus,
Right.
The thirst system. Again, it's an hour long. Well, actually, Altis is going to be 50 minutes, but we'll talk about that later. But, stuff like the thirst system, I've wanted to always keep it real. That
Right.
it's like an hour long, so there's no need for hunger. Keep it simple. And this is the thing with Arma 3 is keep it simple. It's a good game. Let's not try to fuck it up.
Now, talking about coming into the Arma 3 version, one of the things that I really kind of reminded my viewers the other day while I was streaming a round of it was that the current version of Battle Royale, to a lot of people, really feels almost feature complete, but it's still alpha. Let's talk about that.
Well, no, see, again, I don't come from as I got into Arma modding very late. I mean, I came in after pretty much all the DayZ mods that are out there were released. And I came to the party late, essentially. But I had an idea and I wanted to make the idea, and it worked. Sorry, what was the question again?
Basically, just let's talk about the alpha and
Shit, I can't hear you.
Can you hear me?
Oh, there we go. Sorry.
Okay. Skype being Skypey. Basically, let's just talk about the alpha and
Okay,
the
sorry,
transition.
yes.
Even you could even go even further and talk about the transition now into the beta and what you kind of have in mind with that.
Yeah, sorry. So as I said, I didn't have a big history of development. So, when it comes to version numbering and stuff like that, I'm not the best, So I called it alpha because it was my first release.
Right.
It was like, and yes, it is pretty much feature complete. I'm going to beta now because we have everything that we need into it. With the addition of the thirst and the health bars, the commentary system, that's all we really need. There's a few big other features I want to add, like the melee system and stuff like that, to really add some. Because I can't understand why Arma doesn't have melee. It's like use your fists.
Right.
But so these moves from alpha to beta are very not logical. They just happen.
And real quick, just so chat can know, we will be taking questions. Have anything that you might think about asking that maybe doesn't get answered here in the course of the next 30 to 45 minutes, then towards the end of the podcast, we will be pulling questions from chat. So hold on to your questions. We will get to them, and so we can have a little bit of community interaction there. But now let's talk about the beta.
Sure.
The map is changing. You're
Well,
adding
yeah.
some features.
I,
How's that gonna? What are the give me the top list things that are gonna be changing.
I guess the like the map, like Stratus. I like Stratus, but I've also wanted to get other maps in, and there's a lot of good stuff happening with Arma 3 maps. So I'm in the map channel, and I mean I want to shout out to the Arma community because they're fucking awesome. Excuse my French, but
they are. They're fucking awesome.
The amount of content they create is really really great. Like, so I'm waiting for them to release some really good maps. But until then, I got the system working on Altus because I've always wanted to get a system working on Altus because I think it's a great map. And I've had an idea of maybe even doing 2 or 3 types of battle royale on Altus, but that's all way in the future. But for the moment, Altus, it works now. This is why we're moving to beta because you got a game area that's chosen at random at the start. Everything happens inside that area. We've got our new thirst and health system. And I mean, we're also like Listic is doing some great work basically taking items that are in DayZ, or not DayZ assets, the Arma assets, like the canteen, water bottles, Red Bull, stuff like this that are actually in game as objects, and we're making them usable items. So, it'll affect your thirst. You'll be able to drink cans of Coke, bottles of water, you'll be able to refill canteens of water and stuff. Very similar again to DayZ. But, just using that kind of system in Arma because the objects are there. Why don't we use them?
Right.
We're also what we're going to do is, make as much of these objects usable as possible and just release those for everyone else to use. We won't need to use them, obviously, because we don't have anything like hunger and anything like that. But, other mods can use them.
That's super cool. Wow. So you guys not only are making items that aren't usable in the game now usable, but you're also going to be making them or available for other
just as an add-on. Exactly. I mean, as I said, that's what I love about the Arma community, that, it used to be very open and everyone sharing stuff and this is cool and look at this, and as long as you, obey the share as well, it's all good. It got a bit crappy there when a lot of like the DayZ mods, they were releasing stuff and not really crediting where all the stuff came from.
Right.
And if you go to Armaholic, you can see where they all get their stuff, and some of them just didn't bother saying, okay, we do this and this and this. And, that sort of closed the Arma community off to the DayZ modders. And as a result, the Arma community's come a little bit more closed and stuff like, I just don't want that. I want to open.
Right.
Everyone share.
Yeah,
for fuck's sake.
I completely agree. So let's talk about let's talk about Altus again, or some more. So Altus is a big map. So what you're doing, and correct me if I misspeak, but what you're doing is you're basically saying there is going to be a very predefined area of play on that's determined at the beginning of a round in Altus. Yeah. So not the complete map of Altus will be available.
Yeah, no, that'd be crazy. No, so what we do is we just like choose it's a 5.5k or 6k radius circle on the map. It was in that dev blog I did. There was an image at the very back. We draw that 6k area, and then everything happens within that area. So it gives a different area of the map every time. So you'll probably see bits of Altus you've probably never seen before if you've played on Altus. So this system's also good because we've added a new blue zone system into this now that will shrink. Like the huge thing about Altus, and the reason I'm calling it beta as well is because because I had no net in my house, I had a lot of time by myself. So I created a variable system for the game. So everything that is now created is, defined via the init. So we can change blue zone timings and stuff like that. And the blue zones are all now much more dynamic and less clunky. So everything should run a lot smoother. And a new fog script, all our other loot scripts have been optimized and stuff like this. So you should see even though Altus is a big map, you should see really good performance. Better than even on Stratus. I hope.
Cool. Let's talk about the inclusion of thirst and it's how is it going to work with the like what's going to cause your thirst to go down? What's going to cause?
Oh, it's based on like a time, and there's a modifier based on your speed on foot.
Okay.
That's essentially it. So if you're sprinting, your thirst will go down faster over time. If you're just walking, it'll go down just over the. I think it's like it ticks at something like it goes down once every 10 seconds or so. It just ticks down. So we calculated that you need to hydrate about 3 to 4 times per game, depending on how much you run, which we feel is good for 15 minutes. It'll hopefully stop people camping as well, because we're going to add some post-process effects in, some camera shakes and stuff, that it's below certain amounts, your camera will start to shake. Because, I'm all for, stopping people camping. If I can stop people just sitting in one area for the whole game and trying to win that way, I want this. If your thirst goes down below 10%, you start taking damage, and then if it goes to 0, you start taking more damage, and you'll be dead within about 2 or 3 minutes, I think.
Wow.
But it's just to add another bit of complexity to the game, really. Okay. But that'll be it. There won't be anything else trying to kill you, right, so to speak.
Now, you're also including in the beta version a commentary system, which I myself I am extremely excited about.
Oh yeah,
commentating battle royale matches was some of the most fun I've ever had while streaming. Tell us a little bit about that. If you could tell us some of the changes or some features of the commentating system here in the Altus beta edition.
Oh, at the moment it's very stripped down because I wanted to create. You saw that menu I put out there of what I'd like the work in progress of the spectator menu for commentators. That's going to be, I guess, another 2-3 weeks off, because that really, I need to be back in Ireland and working full time from my own computer, right, to really get that working. But for the moment, we have simple system, that the map shows the player positions. If the player fires, the marker turns red. If they're being fired upon, it turns orange. Normally they're white. So it should give you as a commentator an easy way to find people on the map. It still bringing up the full map yet, or at the moment, but I've reduced I've taken off the satellite map from when you first bring it on, so it should give you better performance, I think. But also the in-game system, it's just simple. When you're in the 3D world, again, it changes from red or orange depending on the fired or fired upon. It shows you their weapon, magazine count, a secondary weapon, magazine count, and their direction above their head, a little arrow pointing down at them. It shows you their health and thirst. So all the information is there in front of you on top of the character. So for the moment, it should be, it's simple, right, for the moment, but it should give you as commentators enough information to really be able to commentate games well.
Well, like I said before, I really can't wait. I think that's what I'm most excited about, is the ability to commentate.
Oh no! I mean, this is the one thing like I've wanted to get in for so long. It's like, because commentary is what makes battle royale. Having you guys doing the commentary is great. Because oh look, it's Smack. His sexy voice. You know what I mean? Doing that commentary. Yeah. Yes. Excuse me for one moment. No, but I mean, I've always wanted to make this into an esport, so commentary is essential to this. It really is. And once we get our commentary system working, it just means me sitting down with like Listic and Pawnzer for a few days and really hammering out the system. But it's simple enough that it should work simple enough. Because there's not too many game variables, we don't have to update a lot. So just means tying in a few things. It should be good.
So let's talk about, and I do want to mention to the viewers that Brendan or PlayerUnknown does have a massive headache, and he's doing this. He's working through the headache. So I do want to thank you once again for doing this show, because I do realize that you have a pretty big headache.
I know, it's okay.
But let's talk about your vision. As far as when it comes to esports. For those of you who maybe don't know, esports is electronic sports, so competitive video games. A genre that has been dominated primarily by League of Legends, StarCraft 2, Dota 2, and the games that kind of came before those, CS:GO. So let's talk about Battle Royale and kind of what you have in mind for esports. Obviously, you want it to be an esport.
Oh yeah, completely. I look at esports as being in their infancy, I guess, at the moment. That we only have a few. If you look at like the Olympics, essentially, you have the 200 and 100 meter dash, which I think, CS:GO and Call of Duty and those type of games fall into. StarCraft and other games could be, whatever other games in the Olympics. But I don't think there's a marathon yet. There's not one of these something that lasts a long time. And I want to create this new type of esport, I guess. Not creating. This is the other thing. Like, I'm not creating anything here. This type of game has been around for years. You know what I mean? This like last man standing, fight to the death. It's nothing new. I just put it into game form essentially on Arma. And I always feel crappy sort of saying I created this, because I really didn't. It's based on Arma, which without their amazing looking game, the game would be shit. But no, when it comes to esports, at the end of the day, I really, really believe that for this to be a true esport, it needs to be its own standalone game, much like DayZ, a stripped out version, that we can secure and make and sell for like, $10 or something like this, something that everyone has a chance to play it. It has to be free to play. It has to be out there for everyone. But again, this is a years down the road, at least, before. But until then, I want to get this working on Arma 3, because I think Arma 3 is a great engine. Yes, it costs a little bit more, but, for what you get, the amount of mods out there and stuff like that, it's an amazing buy. So, I want to support Arma 3. So we're going to get a league going, 2-man and 4-man squads, solo league as well, which will just be the leaderboards from the regular or from the ranked servers. But, I want to get squad play, because I think this is, having 6 squads battle each other on Altus, I think would be good fun, or even more, as the performance goes up. But there's lots of things that I'm kind of planning in the background that I can't really say much about. Not that I can't say much about, but that I can't go out and say, okay, I'm doing this, because nothing has been agreed on yet. But I want to get leagues up, so we're going to conventions and stuff like that. That I want these squad leagues to be happening, on a weekly basis, that every Saturday night you've got, a squad battle league in the US and the Europe with, you guys commentating on it. And, this kind of stuff that, we organize these events that, that are all streamed, either live on Battle Royale games, Twitch or your guys' Twitch or whatever. But, to create these events every month, and then championship every, week, or, oh God, my head, sorry. League games every week, with championship events every month. The system I've created is kind of simple. You win 5 times, you get the rank of champion. You win 20 times, or 25 times, 20 times. We'll say 20 for the moment. You get the rank of master, and then every month we get the champions and masters to play each other in games that go on to like Grand Masters championships. And again, it's simple. Then. Yeah, so onwards and upwards, as they say.
Cool. I know that I'm excited. I plan on even just individually hosting some kind of tournament down the road
Mhm.
for it. I know that there are other casters that are wanting to do the same thing, and other communities that are wanting to do the same thing. So, if you're a community manager, or if you're a streamer out there that is excited about the vision that player has for the mod, and even further down the range, the game itself to be an esport, get behind that. I would encourage you to get behind that. Find people to partner up with. Find people to that share your vision, and grab some sponsors up. Make
See,
some
as
kind
well,
of
we have.
prize pool, and put something together.
Well, this is the other thing I want to talk about, like, is the prize pools and stuff. Like in my dev blog, I talked about fedoras. That we're, for donators are going to get fedoras,
Hmm.
and this is something that I believe that for the especially for the solo championship, we've had. I'm guessing like over 50,000 downloads of the mod or so. There's huge numbers of people playing it. So I want to give people who donate, the recognition they deserve. But also, this gives us the option then for example, okay, on a monthly event, okay, that you can donate to get a special fedora that supports that monthly event that you can compete in. The great thing about Battle Royale is it's a little bit like poker.
Right.
That even if the buy-in is $5, because only one person can win, they get the whole thing.
Right.
So it's kind of good like that in that everyone has a fair chance, to win, and you're not putting out a huge amount of cash for this, So the dream is real.
The dream is real.
But also
Um,
we have like squad. I just posted a link there to the Squad Battle League. We have the registration set up already for 2-man and 4-man squads. So I'm just waiting until I get back to Ireland. And when I'm back in Ireland, I'll be able to I'll do so much more. I'll have internet. I'll be able to stream. I'll be able to do so much. It'll be
awesome.
great.
Awesome. Yeah, if you would like to take part in the Squad Battle League, get your group together. Two-man squad and a four-man squad. Uh, Registration is open, so go check that out. You can find that at battleroyalegames.com/#SBL, and that is in chat at the moment. You can see it on screen as well. So go register your squads, and get ready to compete. I can't wait to see what comes down the road. I have to find myself a squad mate because I play
See, this is the
solo all
See,
the
this is the other
time.
thing. Like, I was thinking, I'm not going to restrict solo players from entering the 4-man and 2-man squads. I think because if you think you're fucking John Rambo and you want to take on 4-man squads, why the fuck not? It's like, why restrict people in things in ways like that? That if you really do believe that you're a fucking ninja, why not be able to prove it? It's that's why I love the whole it. I don't want to put rules on it. Battle royales again. You get groups grouping up. Watch the movie. It happens.
Right.
It's like if you can't find a partner, you're going to get fucked. Unless you're some fucking ninja. But
Um, and I do want to share a funny story with you, although this is a major tangent. Yesterday during my stream, I was heading up to one of the tower command posts, big towers
huh?
that have the good military loot in them, and I was heading up there, and a three-man squad in a truck drove right past me in a truck. They just totally just didn't see me,
Oh, nice.
and I had explosives, so I was like, I got so excited. I started talking trash. I was telling my stream, I was like, these guys are going down. These guys are going down. So I waited for two of the three-man squad to go up into the tower. The third guy was a little bit lazy, and he got out a little bit late. So I popped him, killed him, ran to the tower, planted my explosives, ran away. I thought I had given myself plenty of distance, but I hadn't. When
Oh
I
yeah, no,
set
the
off
explosive.
my when I set off my explosion, I caused a train reaction, and their truck exploded and killed me.
Oh, nice.
So I was like, oh yeah, DSJ drumsetjunky against a three-man squad. I'm gonna clear these guys out and laugh my ass off, and I ended up boning myself. So So yeah, that'll be
Congratulations. Oh, let me show you something. I got a beautiful picture I'm sure that everyone would like to see. Especially, I'm guessing Exec will love this picture because I got killed by my own bomb zones. Uh, but it's a beautiful picture of me. I don't know, just because when I test at home, I just run around the map by myself, seeing if everything works. The other thing on Altus, I'm considering taking it out, but I had the new A10 in as the care package, and but because it was set to east, if you get into a vehicle, like if a vehicle is untouched, it won't attack it. But once you get into a vehicle, uh, if it just happens to be flying near you, it will fucking shoot at you until it kills you.
Jesus.
So yeah, no, it could be another interesting way to kill people, but we'll see. Let me just get
Kind of
this
cool.
picture.
I
Okay.
would be totally down for random strafing runs from A10s. I'd be
Right.
badass. Or
Where is this picture?
hunter killer drones or something like that. I'd be down for that. Um, while you're looking for that picture, let's
Uh-huh.
I do want to drop I guess a a bug in your ear.
Sure, sure.
What what do you think about the possibility of a you talked about the masters, the grandmasters of each region, North
Uh-huh.
America or South America or just the Americas, Europe. What do you have any plans for some kind of a world
Oh yeah. Oh no.
championship?
Uh-huh. Oh no, that's the whole idea of the getting the masters from each region to go against each other. Or no, well, it would be initially, I guess, champions, and then masters would be winning 25 or 30 games would be harder. So I might even move the master level up to like 50 games or something like this. Depending, just to try to get so that every month or every like 3 months, basically, we can have like an international like grandmaster competition or something like this,
Right.
that but this will all be via the leaderboards. The league events with the squads will just be a different thing. It's they will have that'll just be like a regular league, I guess. Okay, I found the picture. Oh, my head. It's just this. Oh, do I have painkillers here? No. um
You always forget something whenever you go to when you go to a hotel. There's always something you end up forgetting.
Well, the thing is, I know it's in my fucking bag as well, like, but it's in the house I'm staying in while I'm waiting to go back to Ireland. Uh, oh, did my video go out? Shit.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if you turned it off or
Oh, sorry
purpose.
about
Um,
that. No, I didn't turn it off on purpose. Um,
were you gonna post that picture?
yeah, I'm just.
Um, let's let's step away from the mod from Battle Royale for a moment. I would love to loading up this real quick. Tell me about this picture.
Oh, just that was when a bomb killed me and left me spread legged or spread eagled.
Your bomb, your own. Oh, you got killed by
Yeah, a bomb.
by a bomb. Nice. I like how it still has the text. PlayerUnknown was killed. I like how the text is still.
Oh yeah, that's why. Yeah, no, it's exec will like that a lot.
Um, very cool. Very cool. Love it. Um, but Let's
Mhm.
talk about. Let's actually talk about standalone a little bit. I would love to hear your thoughts on standalone. Where the mod is. How you think the team is doing. Um,
It's okay. Well, I mean, the thing about standalone, like I actually, I've uninstalled standalone for the moment because I'm waiting until the game is more complete.
right.
I I played it when it first came out, and I played it for a few weeks, and it's a really good system. But I want to wait to see what they're going to do. It's like, I don't know what they're doing to the engine. I get bits and pieces from the Arma community and stuff like that, where you hear bits and pieces they're doing, and what they are doing does sound really exciting. The removal of the rendering engine and shit like this. 64-bit server things. So I think there's a lot of good stuff to come. It's like when it comes to like how do I think they're doing? I mean, I think they're doing great. I guess. It's like I don't see. They get a lot of slack. They really do. But if you look at the quality of the stuff that's coming out, that's what I think shows how committed they are to it. That every new item that comes out, really they spend a lot of time trying to get it right. And this is what I think will lift it above any of the other games that are coming out.
If you could narrow it down to what you would want most in standalone, what feature, what thing you would like to do, or maybe even like a meta thing, like even from a developer standpoint, like what are you? Well, I guess what are you most excited about, or what do you want most in standalone?
See, I don't know because we've only seen like 30% of 40% maybe of what's to come. Or of what the game's going to be. Because, like, they have, like, the disease system, though, I don't know if that's going to be really fully implemented because of the comments that were made about pooping and stuff like that, Dean would want disease in everywhere if pooping was allowed. So, that's one of the things that kind of excited me was, and, like, something that was mentioned a long time ago was, the ability to track people and stuff like this, by finding clues in the environment and playing detective. But what I really like about DayZ is just that what I'm looking forward to is the zombies. What I want to see is what they do with the zombie AI and stuff like that, because I love zombies. I love zombie games, and the problem with, and what I tried to do with DayZ Battle Royale on Arma 2 was that to make a zombies game that you're actually scared of the zombies.
Right.
That, you see zombies, you run the fuck away.
Right.
I wanted to put headshot only zombies in, that because, it just, zombies don't scare you. Even in the standalone, from what I've played of it, yeah, people, 20 zombies in Cherno, wow.
Right.
No. But again, they're placeholders, so I'm not commenting on the zombies in the standalone because they don't exist yet, in the way that they're going to exist, and I want a zombie game to scare the living fuck out of me, that, I don't want to go into Cherno or I don't want to go into Novi because, there's just zombies in there and they're going to kill me,
Right.
or that, and that's what I want, and I think, DayZ as a standalone game will, there's going to be a lot more. Oh, fuck me. Sorry. Excuse my French. It's a constant problem. Look, here in Brazil, can you see little things moving on the?
Oh no.
No, little ants. Okay,
Oh,
if you
no.
leave anything sweet anywhere for like 10 minutes, ants
You get an
will
invasion.
Yeah, no, seriously, in fucking invasion, like, and they're little tiny things.
Oh man.
You just can't leave your coke down anywhere,
You probably could beat down the door of the hotel owner and get a discount.
No, no, this is Brazil, son.
Um, so you're most excited about the zombies. I
Yeah.
think in my conversations with you, I think that you have by far been the less critical, one of the least critical of the standalone team of Dean Hall. Why is that? I
See,
want to kind of hear your perspective on
I don't understand why people are critical. Not that it's like they don't understand, they don't know what goes into, like, the most of the people that are developing, while they express a huge knowledge of what goes into developing a game, they don't know what's happening in the DayZ offices. They don't know about the internal development process and how the game is actually developed, and how the guts of the game, you know. And there's a real, you get a lot. I see a lot of comments on Twitter and stuff like that. That, you know, the comments express ignorance essentially. You know, it's like I'm not critical because I don't know enough about what goes on internally to be critical. You know, I don't want to criticize because I don't think anything they're doing is outside the norm. You know, if you look at any game, it takes 2 to 3 years to make a good game. You know what I mean? And the fact that we're getting a pretty good working game within a year is something special. You know, and it's a credit to the team. I just think, you know, people want to have opinions, you know, and they want to be heard. So they'll just say what makes them, you know, stand out, I guess. Because, like, as I said, like, I don't feel comfortable commentating on a development system or a development process that I know little to nothing about. You know, yeah, sure, they give us dev blogs and stuff like that, but, you know, we know 10% of what goes on in internally, I think. Again, I think this is something they could change easily. You know, I think, actually, if I'm critical in one respect, it's like you have a webcam. I can move my webcam around easy.
Right.
You know, fucking Go Pros. Fuck me, man. You know, you do what H1Z1 did and walk around the office for an hour and you keep everyone happy for a week. And you do that every week. You know, it's the fucking internet. It's the age of information. You know, it's like I don't understand the lack of communication sometimes. You know, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
I
I
think
completely agree with you as well.
you know, when I saw the H1Z1 guys doing their, you know, whatever 24-hour stream or full day stream, you know, it's like hats off. You know, it's really, that's a good way to do it. You know, it's easy to do that these days. You know, look at me. I'm in a fucking hotel room in Brazil talking to you, you know, about the game. Like, come on.
Yeah, I think I would agree with you. If there's one thing that they can do better, it's communicate to the community. I think that, although I think what they're worried because they have at some points in development of either the mod or of the standalone, they have received
Uh-huh.
a pretty nasty backlash from the community.
That's because people are stupid.
Well,
No, like, I
yeah,
mean,
no, I'll agree with you a little bit.
and this is the Reddit community, you know, and the Reddit community are just, they will just hop on a fucking bandwagon if a bandwagon appears. You know, it's like you see the amount of posts that are the same post every single day. You know, saying, I don't want to have to say this, but this. And even reading the posts, you see that most of the stuff they're talking about is stuff that's in development, you know, and that, like, if they don't realize, and everyone says it's an alpha, but people seem to forget it's a fucking alpha. Like, you know, it's alpha. You know, I mean, we're really, like, you know, they're still building the pathing system for the AI, you know, and stuff like this, that people really need to realize that for another 6 months, you're not going to have a game that's complete, you know, or into beta, you know, and that's when a beta happens, that's when you get the feature lock, you know, so we've still got another 6 months of features being added, you know, so, you know, I think people are stupid. You know, they want to have an opinion, you know, and the internet gives you that because, you know, you can be anonymous and say whatever the fuck you want and no one, there's no, you know, cause and effect essentially.
Yeah. I know that I've actually gotten viewer mail because in the previous episodes of Dead Air, we haven't been what I would consider hypercritical of the game. We've been, I think, the most critical we've been of standalone has been that we would say that we would rather them not work on this thing but work on this thing.
See, this is it. Like, I mean, who the fuck are we to say? You know, I'd rather more. Well, the thing is, like, they probably are working on these things.
Right.
You know what I mean? Just because we're not seeing.
One of the things that
go on,
I previously said is that, you know, we don't, because we don't know of what's going on behind the scenes. Just because they came out with a cowboy hat, you know, let's say, you know, how many iterations ago,
Yeah.
it doesn't mean that there's somebody not working on zombies.
No,
But
this is exactly it.
because zombies is a more complex issue, they can't put an entire team whenever a certain amount of the team is art people. You can't have
Well, no,
art
this is it.
people
Like,
working on zombie AI. It doesn't work like that.
but this is it. Like, you have parts of your team. If the guys that are working the zombie AI, are working on the zombie AI. The guys that are making content like in-game items are doing that. So like a cowboy hat, because of the inherent shape of a cowboy hat, is something that's easy to model and easy to get out the door. You know what I mean? More complex items like guns are coming out slower. But every part of the team is doing, I'd say, what they can as fast as they can, and we're getting to see these in bits and pieces coming into the game, and that's, I think, that like people forget that like it's not just everyone working on the same thing.
Right.
That it is these groups of little hives working on different things at the same time, and shit, zombie AI is going to take another 2-3 months. I think before it's something we can really go, oh, wow, look at that shit, like But I'm happy to wait for that. It's like I've paid the money. I have the game. It's sitting there, and it'll be back. It'll be ready when it's ready.
Right. And I mean, and one of the things I was thinking about the other day was, I played the mod. I've been playing DayZ for more than 2 years now, basically.
Hmm.
I I was back when I can remember whenever DayZ, they didn't even have forums, like like they didn't have an official your webcam turned on. It didn't really
Oh,
have
I
an
know.
it didn't have an official, like really website. It was all kind of placeholder. And I can remember having bugs where if there was a bug early on where if you didn't have a rifle, you couldn't walk up ladders. If you didn't have a main weapon, you couldn't walk up ladders, you'd fall off. And so I can
Hmm.
remember those days. I can remember the mod and like how really rough it was. But
Hmm.
um
But I mean, again, you forgive it because of what it is. It's an open world survival game. The thing that makes Battle Royale so successful, that DayZ so successful, is that everyone wants to be a survivalist. Well, not everyone, but
right. I get what
people
you're
on the
saying.
internet, on Reddit, want to be survivalists because generally they're not survivalists. And this is the great thing about open world games, is that your character can survive for 100 days, and you can have your story in the game, and it's not defined by rules. You can do whatever you want. As Daisy says, it's like it's your story, or
Right.
it's whatever you want it to be. And that's why I love open world games, because it's whatever you as a player want it to be.
Is there a
So
certain point though? Is there a certain point, and this is going to be a hard question
mhm.
maybe for you to answer. Is there a certain point in the development, maybe past beta, or maybe even once they achieve the gold status and it's done, feature complete? Is there a certain
Mhm.
point where you no longer forgive it, and it's gotten to the point where it's like, okay, yeah, this I don't really like this, or I'm frustrated with this because there are things that I have to forgive.
Well, no,
is
I
there a point
mean,
for you there?
look, I mean, when they go to whatever beta or gold, or when the game is finished, okay, if I'm not scared of zombies and have a hard time surviving, then that's when I'll complain, because that's what DayZ is meant to be. It's meant to be a hardcore survival mod, or zombie survival game, So if it's not close to the fear element that you get from watching like The Walking Dead and shit like that, you know, then it's not a successful game. It's like it's fine to have an open world survival game, but DayZ has a Z in it for a reason.
Right.
So and that's the one thing. If the zombies aren't great and in vast abundance, and we don't see hordes and shit like that, that's when I'll start getting pissed off. And that's when I'll start complaining.
I really appreciate you being candid. I think that a lot of coders or developers would have ducked that question, and I appreciate you being candid. Now, talking about storylines, let's kind of go back to and I'm gonna remind chat that we are gonna be taking questions here in the next couple of minutes. So get your questions ready. Some of my mods will be kind of grabbing them and reminding me of them in case I miss any. But let's talk about one of the things I like about Battle Royale is it is a book-ended story. You start
Hmm.
around and you have X amount of players, or you start off with no gear, get gear, have you maybe have some kind of player interaction somewhere in there, whether it's comical or whether you kill them, whatever happens, and have a very defined ending, another bookend at the end of
Yeah,
that. And that's one of the things that I think captivates me the most about Battle Royale. One of the things I love, what I love about Battle Royale so much is it has your story is very defined. There's a start and a finish. Let's talk a little bit about that as we're waiting for some of the questions to pop in.
sure. I mean, this is the thing. Like, I mean, when you play games like DayZ and any other open world survival games, if you've got a 10-year-old character and you get killed, you get really pissed off. What I've done is, it's taken the survival or the open world element and just put some rules on top of that. So essentially just creating a mini game inside an open world. It's nothing new. You've captured a flag, all these other kind of games, but the great thing about Battle Royale is that while there are rules, anything can happen because it's completely random. This is something I really strongly believe in. It has to be as random as it can be, because that leads to just amazing games. And the thing about Battle Royale is that it well, for me anyway, it's like every game will give you that adrenaline boost or that adrenaline rush if you get into the last 10 people. Sorry. No, I'm just seeing Smack's question. How did player acquire his incredible beauty?
Yeah, the first question from chat comes from the illustrious streamer and founder of the Blacklist, Smack. He asks, "How did Player acquire his incredible beauty? Please tell us, sir."
I guess my mother and my father. No, oh, but no. The great thing about my incredible beauty is that it's getting better with age. I wasn't a very good-looking young man. I'm 38 now, but when I was 18, 19, that kind of age, I wasn't the most you know yeah, I wasn't this essentially. It's great. I'm not getting uglier and older. I think I look pretty damn good for 38. But yeah, so I guess my parents have to thank and Irish water.
In Irish water. Um,
It's called Guinness for people who don't know.
we'll I do have some questions that one of my mods sent me, but I'm gonna hit these questions that are coming in chat right now.
Sure.
Simple Simon, also a streamer. Simple Simon's also streams Battle Royale as well. But check him
Uh-huh.
out. What he asks, what can you do to support you slash Battle Royale besides the obvious, of course? What can people do to support you?
Well, I mean, the thing is, what again, the Fedora system that I'm creating is like, I don't want the different levels aren't going to be based just on donations. It's like if you can, promote it in communities or even just content creation stuff like that. Making best bits of, especially with the commentary system and stuff like that. Like the commentators, especially, making best of videos and stuff like this. Of weekly highlight videos and shit like that. These are all kind of things that I don't have time to do, but like as the trailer. Oh my god! Like that was a fan sent that in. Like this guy was like, "Oh look,
Oh yeah, let's
what do you
take a
think
look
of
at
this
that.
little?" Oh yeah,
Take
this
a
is
look.
like, what do you think of this? And it's like, oh, like I edit videos and I'm a pretty critical eye when it comes to those kind of things. I know what I like and I know what I don't like. And my jaw was on the ground. I was like, holy shit, man.
Yeah.
It was like, can we, and immediately I said, can I use this as the official teaser, please, please? But,
um, and I am looking for that. While I'm looking for that trailer, I'm gonna grab another question here.
oh, but sorry,
Mr.
the other way to donate, I'm
Oh
thinking
yeah,
like to set up something on Patreon. Well, I have a Patreon, or Patreon or whatever it's called. But again, it's like, if you want to donate, just keep talking about the mod, keep playing it, tell your friends, everyone. And
for sure.
yeah.
There is also for those of you who maybe don't know, you can go to battleroyalegames.com. There is a button at the top
Mhm.
uh, to donate. That link is in chat right now. It's battleroyalegames.com / hashtag donate, and you can donate there uh, to monetarily support the the efforts of
Yeah, I mean, at the moment,
Battle
like
Royale.
Monastery Sport is great because I mean, the last month I've been without internet in Brazil because I'm making the move back to Ireland because I need better internet so I can stream. Because that's the other thing that I wanted to do was, as part of like Battle Royale games or our Twitch TV channel, I'm gonna start showing people how I made the mod. You know, showing kind of doing, okay, this is the fog script. So how does this work? And going through how the mod was actually made to try to give sort of a tutorial, so to speak, on Arma, which I think people would appreciate as well. Because making mods for Arma, it's kind of simple and it's good fun, well,
Absolutely.
for me.
I do want to really quick. I do want to show the official teaser of the Arma 3 Battle Royale. It is made by Inzate. I believe that's how you pronounce his
I have
name.
no idea.
Inzate. And you can find him on YouTube. I will post that link here in chat for all of our illustrious viewers. YouTube.com/ENZAITHUSE. And Zaythow, who I'm not sure if that's. Oh, there he is. Who's there he is. He's in chat. Go check that guy out for sure. I'll be honest. I'm gonna be honest before I show this because I had seen some of Inzate's stuff. He made some cinematics for Commander Pixel, who has been on Dead Air before, and I've streamed with him in the past. Inzate's shit is so good. His Arma cinematics make me
Right?
cream. They make me cream. I even like was like, oh, I need to figure out how to do this. So I like loaded up Arma and I was like, all right, I'm gonna
Oh
figure
no,
out
because
how to
this is it.
operate the
Like I know
camera.
what I
And
know. I know what the camera's capable of shit. And I was looking at some of his shots, going, "How the fuck did you get that,
yeah,
man?"
so I literally spent the better half of a couple of hours one morning, late morning. It wasn't an early morning. It was a late morning, trying to figure out how the fuck he does that shit, and I couldn't quite nail it. So we'll watch this trailer real quick and can kind of determine on your own what you think, guys. Um,
No sound.
yeah, there is
So
no sound. I
unprofessional.
didn't feel like I didn't want to mess with sound settings to get that in there. So yeah, there's no sound. You can go look at that trailer both on the Battle Royale youtube.com/Battle Royale. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can also take a look at it at Nzate's Hughes's YouTube as well. Definitely go check that out. Go support both of those YouTube accounts. Go subscribe to both of those. And yeah, I really didn't feel like putting the sound on there because I was kind of worried that I'd have to deal with all kinds of YouTube copyright bullshit. So figured it'd be easier just to not put someone else's audio on my
Yeah.
on my VOD later.
You're
So
going to be owned by YouTube soon, so
yeah,
ha.
so I just didn't. There's a reason why I didn't put audio in there. So, anyways,
Well, actually, no. I think that the audio from our trailer is open source. It's from SoundCloud, so like
oh,
there's a
is it
link
really?
in the bottom. Oh
Okay,
yeah, no, it's all good.
okay. I wasn't sure, and I just wanted to err on the safe of on the side of safeness, and didn't feel like
Sure, of
messing with
course.
the
Uh-huh.
having to make a copyright claim and all that kind of stuff. So definitely go check out that teaser. Super awesome. Look forward to more stuff from Inzate as well. Um, we're still taking questions. Let me scroll up and kind of catch some of these questions that we passed by.
Oh, so
Um,
yeah, sorry, I saw one up there that I wanted to answer. why did I make the bomb zones more destructive and random? You can't dodge them, seeing them far up in the air. Because when they were far up in the air, they tended to like stray outside the bomb zones every now and again. So, you could be 50, 100 meters outside and the bomb would just move and hit it. I mean, the bomb zones are just to stop camping, really. I've made them a little bit smaller on Altus as well. So, it's just to stop trying to keep play moving.
Right.
It sucks that you get killed in them every now and again, but hey, life's unfair. Deal with it. Deal with it.
Another question comes from Calendel, also a streamer. Go check him out as well. He loves Battle
Calendel,
Royale.
no, I've never heard of him.
I'm pretty sure. I think I told you this late last week that probably me and Calendel are your like number one and number two like stalkers.
Yeah, I've heard internet. You. Yeah. I've heard you two of you have a problem.
No, I don't have a problem with Calendar. I'll just say like we love the mod that much. We pretty much stalk you and everything you do. He asked, is there a current problem with hardcore servers, specifically with lag or desync? What's the timetable for ranked servers? So about like 2 or 3 different questions.
Yeah, fucking Calendar, always with asking. Fucking. Anyway, no, I mean, okay, so the problem at the moment is that moving with the Altus map, as I said, we've optimized all the code. So all the code should work a lot better. I think the reason that the map gets a little bit laggy every now and again is due to the amount of objects we have on the map and stuff like that it just can lag out a bit. But that will be fixed now with the Altus code. So, all these lag and desync problems, the biggest problem I've had is that I haven't been able to test the game because I haven't been able to access a game server to play on, to do it on a live server. So I've had to be doing everything out of a mission, which means it's very hard to then transfer over to a server files and stuff. Complicated, but yeah, just been hard for me to actually develop and test patches and stuff. So now once I'm back online kind of frequently now, so I should be able to do it soon. So I'm guessing, within 2 weeks you'll see Altus and ranked servers up online. Hopefully we'll have some kind of leaderboards up before then.
Question from the Brownie. Is there any plans for any new mods for you, player? Any kind of new mods that maybe you have on the horizon, things you're thinking about doing besides Battle Royale?
No, not yet. I mean, I've been thinking of other games and stuff like that. But at the moment, I feel if I start doing something else now, it'll take focus away from Battle Royale. And until we have a proper league going and it is a proper esport, I can't see myself really doing anything else. I want to give it 110% to this. I've been doing it this long.
Gotcha. Sniper Echo asks, is it true that PlayerUnknown is a direct descendant of one of the High Kings of Ireland?
Probably. We're all, aren't we? Everyone in America is probably a direct descendant of him.
Another question from Flaw Woo. He says, hey, PlayerUnknown, you handsome bastard, how many servers are you aiming to put up?
Oh, this is it now. Once we have the system nice and smooth and working, we're going to release ranked servers to start with, which are hardcore servers. So we'll release these for you to be able to rent from the GSPs. At the moment, it's just going to be the regular Arma price because, we're not going to make any money off this. These games companies, what I've tried to do is keep them small and regional. So, we're not giving one company the whole world, essentially, that everyone has their own little bit of the world and we keep it because we'll get better service then and you'll get a better quality of service from smaller companies that speak your language rather than one big company. And it gives us lots of redundancy as well if the whole system won't go down, essentially. So they've been putting up game servers for us, like, Gaming Deluxe, Jesus Christ, they've put up like something like 20-something game servers at this stage, or we're up to, I think, 30 servers, for essentially for free for us, which is, just because he believes in what we're doing, and that's something that, really humbles me at times. But I want to release ranked servers first. They'll be released like DayZ servers. So you won't be able to fuck with anything, basically.
Gotcha.
You'll be able to run the server and have your name in the title, and that's it.
Gotcha.
And it has to be like that because they'll be feeding the leaderboards, and if you can mess with the server, then the leaderboards will be corrupted. So, we have to keep the hardcore servers locked down. We will be releasing then the ranked or the regular servers a few weeks later, and you will be able to change a lot more stuff. A lot of the server side code will still be locked down to a certain degree because there's certain stuff that we just don't want, especially for hackers and stuff like that, to be able to see this code, and it'll, possibly upset the ranked servers.
Gotcha.
But changing, for example, being able to change the timings of all the blue zones, the size of the game area, the length of the blue or the red zones, how big they are, the vehicles, fucking tank battle royale and Altus, these kind of things, that I want to give the regular servers that kind of private hive ability that you can, add in those extra add-ons if you want to, and make your own battle royale, using our system. Because I think that's what's important, you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. I can't wait for that. I'm excited for that. Question from chat from the Brownie. He asks, "Are you going to make a launcher and get away from Play with 6?"
Oh yeah. No, we have a launcher pretty much done, I think. It's just the guy that was doing it had a big project for his work. So, this is the other thing. Like, I'm relying on people that, have real jobs.
Right.
I'm moving back to Ireland, so I don't have a real job at the moment. So, I can kind of, and I worked for myself to a big extent. So, that kind of, my real work kind of got left behind as Battle Royale kind of got up because I was just spending so much time managing it,
Right.
But now it's like, yeah, so, sorry, fucking headache. Yep.
Let me look. Next question. When Battle Royale is done, no bugs, will you mod a different game?
See, this was another idea we had, like that. Well, it's like that Battle Royale becomes the system that we put on other mods. So that we take, another game that I like and create a Battle Royale system on that. But I think, after we get the Battle Royale system working on Arma and really polished off and nice, I think we're going to have to go make a standalone version of the game. I know Kickstarters, can be a little bit volatile at times, but even to get enough people to show interest that people want this as a standalone game, then even partnering with a bigger studio to do it or something like this, that it is my dream to create a battle royale because, like, okay, so this is, again, these are hopes and dreams here.
These are pipe dreams, yes, yeah.
Oh no, big time, okay, but like, I mean, really, I've been thinking about this because I don't have net in my house, so I've nothing else to do. But my idea was initially just create a battle royale, modern warfare essentially thing on same system as we have on Arma or a stripped out version of the Arma engine. But I also wanted then, like, the next, like, a DLC, a free DLC would be like a World War II battle royale. That it's set in a bombed out Russian city and it's just World War II era weapons. And then the next one after that would be medieval battle royale, that it's set in like a castle. And around the time that you've got like crossbows and you could even have like potions and magics and shit like that as well, sort of in there as kind of, but again, the same system that it's like, a loot system that you run around and you find pieces of armor to put on, or grenades or, everything. That it's that, and I think it's possible.
Okay. What is your goal for player counts in a game server?
On Altus, I would like to get like I'm hoping to get like 48, 50 players on Altus. Again, well, no, actually, it doesn't depend on anything. It just depends on the performance. But I think I'd like to get like 64 players. I think it's a nice round number. Fucking 100-player battle royales, why not? But I think around that number, it gets a bit mad after that, because there's so many people on the map.
And this is something that this is a question that I have. I was kind of saving it for later, are there any chances of removing rain or fog um, from the mod, or what are your kind of views on? And this is the second half of the question, which is coming from me.
Uh-huh.
What kind of plans do you have as far as weather related
Oh, more
things?
weather the better. Um, I think because it's random again that you could have a clear sunny day or you could have like a really stormy foggy day, and I like the fog system that we have because you've only seen a little bit of it, but it just stops people camping. That if you're in a town and the fog rolls in, you're pretty much safe in the town if there's no one else there, because people can't get shots into it. Uh, it also just increases that claustrophobia, of really not being sure what's in the next house because, you haven't been able to scout the town beforehand. And I like fog because, I don't want Battle Royale to be a sniper's game. I want it to be close up fucking AR action. You know what I mean? That it's moving and it's action. It's not because, I have a big problem with campers.
Okay. Now, some of the things that were also listed in this question were regarding like the sound of rain. I'll be honest, the
See,
rain is
I
really
can't.
really loud.
I'll get no. What I can do is I can talk to the guys from Bohemia and just see if they can, maybe we can put like what you do. You go to the Arma 3 feedback tracker and you submit a thing going, the rain's too fucking loud. Turn it down. It's not something I can do. It's something that Bohemia will have to, play around with and stuff like that. Or maybe it is something I can do.
God, I hope it is. I'll be honest. I like the rain. I like the fog. I like weather events. I like gameplay to be different every time you play.
Exactly.
I completely am behind you and agree with you in that regard. I think it would be cool to play one match where it's clear weather and it is a sniper's haven, and then you play another
Exactly.
match
Yeah.
and you play another match and it's completely foggy in the blue circle, and there's no way that you can do that. It's up close, and you may even have melee because you walk into a building and there's a dude there that you didn't know was in town to begin with. So I completely agree with you in that regard, but the rain.
Yeah, no, we will get the rain turned down, or we'll do our best to turn the rain a little
Rain
bit
is
down. But
loud.
like, I mean, actually, living in Brazil, the rain is loud.
And it is. It totally is. That's one of the things that, because if there's one thing that you can watch my stream, and one thing I will bitch about, it's the rain. But and this is something my stream, my viewers always like to remind me of, is that rain is fucking loud. Like, if it's pouring outside, it's pretty loud.
Oh yeah,
But whenever you're playing, like specifically for a streamer, when you're playing the mod for 4, 6, 8 hours, or however long your stream is going for, it can be a bit headache inducing. All right, let's take a look at another couple
oh,
questions.
I saw this question there that I had formatted. Bringing the map to Altus, yes, that's the next patch that's coming out. And new maps, new maps will come once they're made by the map makers. The problem is at the moment is maps take a long time to make, because it's fine making a map, but then you have to lay roads and all this kind of stuff. Bohemia have released some new tools that's making this a lot easier. But as well, because of this Make Arma Not War competition, there's a lot of new maps that, won't be released to the public. It'll be part of these mods that are being released. So, a lot of the new maps we may have to wait until the Make Arma Not War contest is over. Stuff like this, but we'll see.
Okay. Now, there's a couple other questions that I need to get back to. How gratifying is it? This is from one of my moderators, Boostin Kumara,
Uh-huh.
or Boostin Kumara, as I have been told is the proper way of saying. Anyways, how gratifying is it to have big names such as C-Nanners, Gassy Mexican, and persons of their kind playing and publicizing your?
I didn't even realize they were playing it until someone told me. It was like, I see. The thing is, like, I don't know who these people are.
Yeah.
You know, it's because I never really watched a lot of streamers. You know,
Dun dun dun. Just kidding.
I was like playing or in game or modding or doing so. I never really took the time to watch, and plus the net connections here in Brazil don't really make for pleasant stream watching.
Right.
So you know, I wasn't aware of while I love games and have you know I played games religiously. I've played few games. You know what I mean? It's like I find the game I like and I play that game. You know, and I've no real interest in like you know, I've never really played Minecraft. I've never really played any of the more popular, bigger games that are online because I don't really like them. You know, so I've never really watched these videos because I've never really played the game. So I've never known who these people are. And then, but yes, to hear, you know, like I see someone with 4 million YouTube subscribers playing my game, especially like these guys that are playing Avidia Zen. He's like, he plays mainly Minecraft, and then he suddenly started playing Battle Royale. You know, it's not so much gratifying as like, holy shit. It's, you know, I feel, what's the word I'm looking for? Privileged that they enjoy what I do, you know, that I'm happy I'm making something that everyone likes.
Okay.
But if you tell me it's too hard, I will make it fucking harder. I have not changed in that regard.
A question from Mobes12. Matchmaking based on skill level coming possibly in the future. So like some kind of a matchmaking system, possibly.
See, I would love to get on something like, you know, the ESL system, you know, because if we could get onto that, that'd be great.
The
You know,
ESL, the ESL being an esports league, by the way. Those of you who
yeah,
don't know.
that's yeah. So they have a pretty great system there at the moment for LOL and for all the other esports. So you know, getting onto their system would be kind of good for organization of the leagues anyway, and that'll make it mean matchmaking and stuff will be much easier to do.
Um, so I guess that is a possibility down the future or in the future.
Oh, there's an interesting. Yo, I was messing around and I got banned. Did someone ban him from chat? Maybe.
Who?
Oh,
Who?
sorry. Reload sounds are an Arma bug. If you want to see what are actually Arma bugs at the moment, have where is it? Arma feedback.
Who was saying something about getting banned?
Oh, someone in my team speak.
Oh. Calendel
So
also
this
asked.
is
Okay, go ahead.
sorry. This is all the bugs, you know, that are in the actual engine. You know what I mean? So you know, it's a good place to go and look and see
What's
what
going
is
on with
actually
it?
a battle royale game and
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. Go complain to Bohemia about Rain being too loud. It's the place to do it.
exactly.
But also keep tweeting at PlayerUnknown, or excuse me, at Battle Royale mod, uh, so we can continue to pressure Brendan here. Do something about the raid.
Oh, I'll try.
I'm messing. But no, really do that. So
Oh, and someone was saying there was a Make Arma Not War competition. Yes, we have an entry there already.
also, yeah, go check that out. Go support it. Go, 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 go. MakeArma.word. MakeArmaNotWar.com. Go check that out. Go support the page. I'll throw it up here. As you can see, it's in chat, but it's also here on the screen. Um, you can just go to the Make Arma Not War page and look for the Battle Royale mod. PlayerUnknown's Battle Royale. And just make sure you click here to support it. Make sure you click here to support it. That's the big thing right there.
You also get 30% off Arma if you support the mod.
There we go.
Or any mod, really. You get 30% off voucher.
Cool. So definitely support it. Go check that out. You get a 30% off coupon for a friend. Go check that out. Couple more questions as we begin to kind of wrap things up.
Yes,
Mobes
my head is starting to explode.
Mobes12 says any games from somewhat mainstream developers that PlayerUnknown is looking forward to.
Um, what was I looking forward to? My mind is going blank. Because I don't get a chance to play a lot of games.
Right.
I spend a lot of my time figuring out bugs in Battle Royale. So, as I said, like I find a game I liked. Like I started with Delta Force Black Hawk Down multiplayer, then America's Army 2 and 3 multiplayer, and then moved on to like DayZ Arma multiplayer. You can kind of see the kind of games I like.
Right.
But I think the Division. Oh, I want
Oh
to see the
God, that
Division.
looks so good. I
And I would love to make Battle Royale standalone in that Snowdrop engine. That would be just
oh
oh baby. But games coming out that I've seen Watch Dogs. I want to play it a bit, I guess. But again,
yeah.
I like open world games, so I guess I want to see what the H1Z1 guys are doing. That looks interesting. But yeah, we'll see. I wait till people tell me something's worth playing. Really, I'll go play that. Okay.
Any
Yeah, sorry. New weapons.
new weapons?
Yeah,
Yes, missed that up.
as Arma, Armaholic, as Armaholic updates with new weapons packs, we will be hoping. I want to make my own weapons because I want to put a Tommy gun in there and stuff like that. So we may have to design them ourselves.
Okay.
But yeah, there will be some more tools and stuff. Like we're playing around with the idea of using like the because there's like gaffer tape or duct tape items and stuff like that, and electronic parts and stuff. So, making like with a propane can and some parts, making a simple crafting system for some bombs and stuff like that. Something that makes sense to the game.
Okay. Sounds good. Gonna give it a couple more seconds for questions to pop in, but while we're waiting for just a couple of last questions, let's get some last words from you. If you could real quick summarize what people really should be looking for in the near future and what kind of timetable you think stuff's gonna be happening.
I mean, I don't have a complete timetable yet, but like in the next month, you should see big changes because I'll be back in Ireland. I'll be online full time again. I'll be able to test Altus. I'll be able to do all the stuff I've been wanting to do for the last month, but haven't been able to. So, I think in the next month, you're going to see some big changes. We'll have the leagues and leaderboards and all this kind of stuff out. So, you'll see Battle Royale to what it was like at the peak of the DayZ days, that it was like, a lot of commentary going on and stuff like that. So, and hopefully it'll be even bigger this time because we have the servers.
Gotcha. And I guess this is just this question's coming from me. As far as a timetable goes for beta and for Altus, what are we looking at for that?
We're looking 2 weeks, I guess. Well, no, it'll happen within the month. I want to get it. It'll be as soon as I can get online and testing full time. That's when it'll happen. Okay. When I'm able, and that hopefully will happen this week. I'm going to be online pretty much all week on my own computer, so I should get that locked down. It just means me testing it a bit, and then once it works, we'll put it out there.
Let's talk about real quick. I do want to give you a couple of shout outs where people can find you. People can find you on Twitter. You're very active on Twitter.
I mean, Twitter is my main point of contact for the world because it's a good medium for that. It's quick and I can do my updates via there. I will be starting a blog over on the website, but for the moment, until we get everything set up, really Twitter is where it's at. We'll be setting up forums and all that kind of stuff on the website, but again, it's because I can't do things from my home.
Right.
So yeah.
Definitely go check out Battle Royale Mod at Battle Royale Mod on Twitter. It's a great place to figure out what's going on with the mod. You'll get updates. You'll get content that centers around Battle Royale as well. Um, I want to thank you also for highlighting as much as you possibly can content creators for Battle Royale. Not a lot of mod makers, not a lot of developers do that. So I just personally want to thank you for that. It seems just about every time I stream Battle Royale, I get a tweet from you that retweets,
Oh
me or
shit, man.
Smack or Allendale or many myriad of other streamers and YouTubers. So thank you.
Yeah, no, without you guys, we'd be nothing essentially. Without you guys supporting the mod, we wouldn't have players. So I'm I as I've said from the very start, I'm doing this for the community. That I want to create something for the community rather than creating something that want to make money out of it. That you see a lot of mods that are they're just trying to go out there and do what DayZ did. Create a mod that will maybe be made into a game and make money. DayZ's has done that already. You know, uh, uh, if you're doing the same idea as DayZ, it's not going to work.
Right, right.
I hate to say, but I'm not doing this, and I don't think Dean started off doing DayZ with the intention to make money.
Yeah.
I think he made it because he wanted to make a good game, and I'm doing it somewhat in the similar vein that I want to make this the best esport I can. And that it's not about the money for me. It would be nice if I made some money off that. That'd be an advantage because yay. But uh, this is going to be for the people essentially, for everyone to play.
You also have a Facebook, so if you maybe don't have Twitter, if you're not a Twitter user, I would assume you probably have Facebook. You only have 210 likes on your Facebook page. That is a crime.
Well,
So
that's only
I am
because we
going.
launched it only a few weeks ago.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm going to encourage all the viewers here to go like the Facebook page for Battle Royale. It's facebook.com/Battle Royale Games. So check that
it's again,
out.
it's again, it's because maybe having a Facebook page still makes me feel dirty. I know it's the biggest social network in the world, but it still makes me feel like I don't want to have a Facebook page. I have
Yeah,
a Facebook page and I'm active on my own personal Facebook page because it's a good way to show my photography and stuff like this.
right.
But yeah.
Cool. And of course, you can check out. You have a really nice website. I got to say this much. I really like the Battle Royale website.
It's a little empty at the moment, but we're getting there.
Yeah,
That's all thanks to Frederick, our Belgian web designer. Um, but it's meant to work on all pads and shit like that, and it's nice. And I'm not having time to change like images and shit like this and make it as sexy as I want because the leader or not the leaderboards, but the server list should be up there by now. But I just my life has not been easy the last month. I should write a book.
write a book. And that if you go to the Battle Royale page, you can actually click on donations or scroll all the way down to the bottom and you can donate. So definitely go check that out. Go support PlayerUnknown and his efforts to make Battle Royale and continue its development. So go check that out. If you still like, you can also check out his dev blog, which he posted. It's on his Twitter, but I'll put the link in chat. The dev blog is just a Google Doc, but go take a look at that. It's got a lot of the things we talked about today, little tidbits here and there that maybe we didn't. Uh, got a first look at the fedoras that will be available for supporters of the mod, and of course a little first look at the Altus map and how it will work. So go check out that dev blog. And lastly, but not least, go support the mod on makearma.war.com. You can just look for PlayerUnknown's Battle Royale. Go support it. Click that yellow button right there. You'll get a 30% off discount for Arma 3. That'd be a great gift to a friend or sibling that may not have Arma 3. So definitely support Mod. Um, and I believe
Yeah.
anything else. That
No,
have anything
no,
else you want
no.
to say?
I'm good. I'm now going to take off headphones and go close my eyes because
Got a headache. Well, I want to
oh
thank
no,
you.
really.
I want to thank you though for being on the show. I know that you're exceptionally busy.
No,
Uh,
God, I'm glad we had time to do this. Like,
Hopefully, after beta comes out, maybe we'll do another Dead Air podcast centered
oh,
around
once
Battle
I'm
Royale.
back in Ireland, I'll be
Yeah,
able to do these much easier.
and we can talk about
Yeah,
what happens
had
after
fun.
beta and things like that are developing. So thank you. For those of you that maybe this is your first time watching my channel, I, of course, as you can see everywhere else, I'm drumsetjunky. I stream every day, basically, every day during the week, starting at 6 p.m. Central Time here in the United States. I do want to thank you for stopping by, and be sure to follow my Twitter page. I'm just at drumsetjunky. You can subscribe to my YouTube as well. VODs of this entire podcast can be found. It will be up on my YouTube within the next couple of hours. YouTube.com/drumsetjunky. I would appreciate it if you could subscribe to me there and support me. I'd really appreciate it. And of course, don't forget to
Yes,
hit
do
that follow
it.
button. PlayerUnknown says do it. Gives
There
you
you go.
the Jedi mind trick. And of course, I do want to thank DayZintel.com for supporting the podcast. You can actually check DayZ Intel uh, uh, DayZintel.com out. They they do have some T-shirts out. They just launched a store where you can buy some really cool, very unique merchandise from DayZintel.com. They have some really cool standalone fishing guides, hunting and cooking guides, and as well as patch notes for standalone. So definitely check out DayZintel.com. A lot of cool stuff going on there, and definitely take a look at the merchandise that they have there on store. Uh, Very cool. I actually have this helicopter tee that I'm showing on stream right now, and it's very cool. I like it. Jamie from DayZ Intel sent it to me. Looks really cool. So go check those things out. Once again, thanks to DayZ Intel and Jamie from DayZ Intel for uh, supporting Dead Air and of course my efforts here, guys. Once again, thanks to PlayerUnknown, Brendan. I appreciate it, and
Oh, pleasure, man. Pleasure.
hopefully
Uh,
we'll do this in the future.
oh yeah, without a doubt. And thanks to stream as well. Thanks, guys, for all the
Yep.
questions and stuff. I hope I answered everything in a somewhat logical manner. But hey,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
So
Okay.
thank you guys,
Good night, guys.
and we will see you guys in the future. Thanks for tuning in, and we will see you next time for more Dead Air. Have a good one.